This is David Miller from Datacolor, and I'm going to demonstrate how to turn off color management in the Epson 4800 printer driver running under Windows XP. As you can see, we're already running Spider 3 Print, and we are on the Select Spider 3 Print target screen. At the top of the screen, I've selected the high quality target, which is 225 color patches on one sheet, and this is the most commonly used color target for building printer profiles. At the bottom of the screen, my next step is to click on the Print Target button. Now, inside of the Print Target button, we get the XP Print dialog, and we see a list of all the printers that are available on the system. These are all the printer drivers that I have installed. And if I select the Epson Stylus Pro 4800 driver in the list, we can see from the status indicator that the printer is ready, meaning that I do have it plugged into USB and that it's set up properly, it's being recognized by XP, and that I'm able to print on it. So how do we configure the 4800 driver? We come over here and we click on the Preferences button. Now you need to do this every time you're going to print a target, a color target from Spider 3 Print onto the 4800. You always need to go in and double check and make sure that all of the preferences for the printer driver are set correctly, as we're going to demonstrate here. So we click on Preferences. Now we get a more highly detailed printing preference dialog that comes up on the screen, and there are two sections to this. On the left side, we have a set of tabs and controls that let us change the way the driver is configured internally. On the right side, we see a presentation named Current Settings that tells us what the current settings of the printer driver are. These aren't controls. This tells us the internal state of the printer driver. And right now, it's set for fine print quality, which is fairly low, which is only 720 dpi, and we're going to make some changes to this right now. So, for our example, the Epson 4800 that I have connected to XP has matte black ink in it, and so I will be doing a demonstration of how to set up printing on matte paper. From the Media Type pop-up, which is a list of all the paper types that are supported by the Epson driver for the 4800, I will go to matte paper, and I will choose Enhanced Matte for our example. Alright, so in this case this would correspond to Epson Enhanced Matte Paper, and the next setting that I need to do is just look at the color pop-up, and this is already set to color, meaning full color inks, and so we'll leave that the way that it is. Next we go to the print quality pop-up, and there are several settings in here. We have a speed setting to make a fast print, quality corresponds to medium quality, and max corresponds to max quality. And if you use the last selection in the list here, quality options, it will actually show you a detailed dialog to show you exactly what those quality settings mean. We don't really need to do that here. If we choose max quality in the pop-up right here, and then look over at current settings, we can see that these have changed because we made that choice in the print quality pop-up. Print quality is now set to Super Photo 2880 dpi, high speed is still turned on, inks are set to color ink, etc. So this tells us that we will be printing at the highest possible resolution that the 4800 can print, which is 2880 dpi. We want to print our target at that setting because later on, after we've measured and built a profile from it, we will be printing our photographic images using the same settings in the printer driver, so everything has to line up when we build the target. Print the target to build the profile, and then later on when we're actually going to print through the profile, everything has to be set up the same way. Finally, in the mode section, we have two choices: automatic and custom. Automatic isn't what we want. That gives control of color management back over to the Epson driver, and we want to make sure that there is not going to be any color adjustment or profiling happening in the driver. So we pick custom. Once we do this, the pop-up below it has several different choices. Color controls, which is a series of color sliders that are specific to the Epson dialog. We don't want to use that. Photo Enhance, which means something else. ICM at the bottom of the pop-up means Epson standard ICM profiles, and we don't want that either. The only choice that we want to make here is no color adjustment. And by choosing no color adjustment, it means exactly what it says. When the Epson driver prints our target, there will be no color management in the driver, no profiles being applied, no color adjustment of any kind happening in the driver itself. And the result will be a nice, dark, saturated target print, which is what we're looking for here. And to confirm this, if I look over into the current settings section on the right of the driver, I can see that it tells me here that color adjustment is set to no color adjustment. And so we're done configuring the Epson 4800 driver. We need to make sure now that we click the OK button to get out of here. If we click Cancel, then all of the changes that we just made inside of the 4800 driver will be lost. So instead we have to make sure always that we click the OK button after we've made changes in the Printing Preferences dialog to get back out again. Now we're back out to the main level of the print dialog again. So we are all set to print now. Our 4800 is still selected in the list. We've made all of the changes that we needed to make to turn off color management inside of the Preferences section for it. And when we click on the Print button now, we'll get the 225 patch color target image printed without any color adjustment on the Epson 4800.